Hi guys, good morning. Good morning, sir. Yeah, so let's get started. So others will join us. Uh, Yeah, so let me share my stop. So I think yesterday we talked about how to install or how to register IICS and how to install agent, and then after that how to get into cloud. I think that part we discussed three things, right? Yeah. So today we are going to talk about other transformations like we have normalizer transformation, right? So that we have not discussed. Let's check. There's a lot of disturbance. Fine. So let us try to understand how that normalizer transformation might work. It's a very simple transformation, but is any there, right? Then we didn't.
Nashima, I cannot hear properly. It's breaking.
Oh, one second. What happened actually?
Yeah, network is its voice is coming up and down, up and down.
Yeah, up and down. It's breaking up. Yeah.
One second.
The expression transformation is done.
No, no.
It's
Yeah,
not done.
is it
Okay.
fine now?
Yes.
Okay. So I was trying to talk about the normalizer transformation. So it has been designed to perform pivoting operations like converting columns to rows. Yeah. So probably you can ask question like, can we think of any scenario where we need to make use of this transformation? Can any industry scenario? So you can think many. So like telecom industry or even investment banking industry or even what any other even retail industry also you can think, or wherever the sales happens, especially CRM industries, right? So in that case also, what you call, there is a need to think of using this normalizer transformation. Yeah. So for example, let us say there are some quarterly sales that happens in some CRM industry, right? Now the question, if you have quarterly sales, which is expressed in the form of what? Column. Let's say quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. Let me put it here. Quarter one, yeah, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four, right? Now let us say here's some $100 million, $1,000 million, whatever, right? So some number is coming here, right? Now the question, let's say we need to calculate sum or average or whatever based on this quarterly sales. How do we do that? So that's going to be the question mark, right? So are we going to sum quarter one plus quarter two plus quarter three? In reality, we don't do it. Yeah. So likewise, you have bunch of records, right? So that may not be the right choice. Yeah. Then how do you take care of doing it? That's where we need to start performing what you call converting columns to rows, like quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. Convert them to four rows. Yeah. So that we can perform any sort of aggregation. You got right. So that's one example. So likewise, you can think of even other industries also. Yeah. Now, when it comes to usage, yeah, yeah, there's one more thing. Let us say we have a organization. So where you will have n number of employees, and each employee is going to play their own role, like a team member, team lead, project manager, AVP, VP, whatever. Now the question, at any level in this particular organization, let's say we need to calculate the number of reportees to that particular level. Let's say VP. So vice president level. So we need to calculate what? Number of reportees. After that, there could be addition or modification or removal can take place. So how do we do that? Which means what? Can we use this particular hierarchical, can we use this normalized transformation for hierarchical data where at any level in the organization or at any level in the hierarchy, one can start applying any sort of what you call aggregation. So answer is what? Yes. So in reality, mainframe systems, right? I think you guys would have seen where you will have the data in two forms. One, we can say that simple type system, and second, we can also see what complex type system. Yes or no? So which means in simple type system, you will have built-in data types, namely, so like we have, let's say, numerical and also string. This is a broader sense, right? So within that, you will have subtypes. String means character, varchar, varchar, whatever. In numeric, you'll have integer or big int or int32 or double float or decimal, whatever. So these are the multiple built-in data types or system data types. Yeah. Then complex types, they are, let's say, derived ones, which means they'll be inherited from simple types. Like we have arrays, vectors, list, linked list, and heap, and so on. They're all what? Derived types. But the derived types supported by mainframe system, like we have what we call vector. Yeah. So I repeat, derived types supported by this particular mainframe system is what? One is a vector, other is what? Subrecord. Yeah. So subrecord means just like a structure. It's as simple as that. Right? So that's it. These are the what you call derived types. Yeah. Now the question, we talked about hierarchical data, right? So which means at any level in this hierarchy, right? Data could be of any form. It could be vector form or subrecord form or simple type form. Yeah. So which means even if we have any type within the hierarchy, one or we should be in a position to identify a first step, which is the level of hierarchy, and second, performing appropriate aggregation. We could also do that with normalizer transformation. Yeah? So that's it. Now let us see from the usage perspective. It's very simple, guys, but let's talk about it. So, so in order to perform this normalizer operations, right, which is pivoting operation. So one, we need to think of using what occurs. So occurs means how many columns that you want to rotate or pivot or convert. Yeah. For example, let's say we got C1, C2, and C3 or C4, whatever, right? Now, business expects, let's say one, two, three, four, five, example, or I'll just put six. Yeah. Now, let's say business expects on a tilt or rotation should take place only for two columns, either C1, C2 or C1, C4 or C2, C4, whatever, any combination. So in that case, occurs will be two. That's it. Yeah. So likewise, you can think of what you call any number of columns. If you say occurs three, all three columns can be rotated. Yeah. So depending upon the customer expectation, we can specify appropriate occurs number, which can also be parameterized. If you want to dynamically supply the value to this occurs at runtime, right? We could also do that. So that is very much possible. Yeah. So which means occurs is going to play what I call very key role as part of this particular what I call normalizer transformation. Yeah. So we can say that's one of the key indicator measure to perform what I call normalization or pivoting operation. Right. So that's it, guys. Hey, okay, fine. So that's it. Yeah. So now let us try doing it. Yeah. Based on the occurs, you can rotate. But how we can supply the input, what kind of outputs that we get it, it's very straightforward. The occurs is to, from the source we supply to, then we expect what rotated data. Apart from that, after rotation, right, do we have any way to identify uniqueness of each record? Answer is yes, we have to have, right? Once we convert, right, how do we identify each record in independent manner? So that's where it itself has got it, in the sense normalizer has got built output ports, which we call surrogate key, which is sequence ID, we can say. And other is what? GCID, which is a global common identifier or generate column identifier, which will be used for occurs. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So these are the predefined output ports. The usage of this particular normalizer is very simple, guys, But in most of the cases, we won't be using it because these kind of scenarios are rare. Yeah, but still, anyway, there is a support, right? Let us try to understand that. Okay. Yeah. After that, Paul, just to have a break from these transformations, right? We will talk about some runtime activities. Yeah. So then after that, we'll just come back to other transformations. Okay. So let us build a mapping. This is very straightforward. Just finish it in a short time. Okay. So source could be anything. It could be relational or whatever. So now we can use normalizer. Right? Yes. Yeah. So let's quickly configure this source node. Yeah, meantime, if anybody has got any questions, guys, you can ask because these are repetitive things, right?
So Narasimha, like it's normalizer means you are converting column data to row. Okay, like
Yes.
and suppose 17 column is there. So occurrences will be 17, correct? And that
Not
will be in
not
suppose in
necessary.
so
That's upper limit is 17, but lower limit could be even one also.
yes. So whatever data you will process, that will load accordingly. How many occurrences they will found it, and they as per that normalizer transformation they will convert it. Correct?
Yes. Perfect. You are right. So that's out of 17 columns. Let's say only three columns are required for pivoting. Then three columns will be contributed for conversion. Yeah. Right? Bharat, you got right? Yeah. So now that we could able to see three input columns. Yeah. And then can you see guys here? By default, generate key will be enabled, but it's better to have it because we need to have unique way to identify each row so that we can get it from generate key checkbox. Yeah. Now the next question, how do you create normalizer fields? So remember, there are two submenu options over here. One, if you want to maintain similar columns as we get from the source system, we could use this option, or we can also create our own new field in case if you want to have some other name from source columns. Yeah. For example, I'll just give the name as what? Just a pivot. Yeah. Suffix part like 1, 2, 3, right? All that will be taken care by normalizer transformation. And type also, right? Depending upon whatever source column that we deal with, we can choose it. But in this case, it is better to use what? Numeric because when you try to pivot it, right? After that, we use that data as input to perform aggregation. So aggregation normally you apply it for numeric data, especially for numeric based aggregations like sum, average, count. Yes or no? Say okay. Let's say we are using a string. We can still use it. So by default, occurs will be one. Meaning what? We are not going to perform any pivoting. That's what I was saying. The lower limit is what? One. Upper limit will be the maximum number of columns. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So can you see here? So there's only one on the right side because occurs is one. Yeah. So which is whatever we have in input, right? Same thing you will have it in the target. Yeah. So now let's configure target. Then we'll try to change that occurs to see the effect of occurs. Yeah. So now let us try to supply the target, which is normalizer result based on, let's say, one. This normally doesn't happen reality in the sense pivoting one column, right? So it is as good as not rotating. That's all. Yeah. Output is equal to input for C1. Yeah. Yeah. So now let's apply this mapping name, one column, right? And let's say we are using default location. If you want to change, we can change it. Like for example, VA extract, right? That's it. Yeah. Save it. Yeah. Then run this. So we need to select whichever is ready to use. That's it. Yeah. Meantime, you can ask questions. Yeah.
So Narasimha, here you select only C1 column to convert to rows, right?
Yes, because occurs is one.
I didn't understand what you did in the normalizer transformation, what you did in that
No, in this, yeah,
configuring.
in normal, yeah. No, so only one column got mapped to pivot column.
No,
Sagarika.
that something you did create field or something that part I didn't understand actually.
Oh, that
Uh,
one. Huh?
field,
So
yeah.
can you see here?
So
Yeah, this one.
yes.
S-
So
Create
what
a
is that
fill
option?
because we need to
What is
store.
the first option do? What is the first option will do? Select from incoming field.
Coming means from source columns. You can also select in case you want to maintain these source column names. Yeah.
So no. So from here I can select just check the C1. It will work or not?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It will work. It is just a name, nothing else.
Okay,
Sagarika.
okay. Okay, no,
It
no.
is just a
That's
name.
what
If you
the two
want to
options is
maintain,
doing. One is mhm.
yeah, if you want to maintain the consistency of pivoted column against with source columns or business columns, right? Then we select these columns, or else we can also supply our own columns, like what we did over here. Yeah,
Okay,
it is just a what you call like output of this normalizer. Where do you want to store it? That's it.
okay,
Is it going to be
okay.
same or some other column? That's it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, fine. Now let us see the status here. Yes, it is done. Output is equal to input because it's as good as not pivoting here. Yeah. Yes. So we got only one column data. That too, all the rows will have come in here. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. But can you see any pivoting happen here? No. Because we can see the effect of pivoting. when you
Okay.
have more than one column. Yes, sir. You have matrix contains, let's say, any kind of matrix, right? Null matrix or 2 by 3 or 3 by 3, whatever. We can see the effect of this particular pivoting. Yeah. So output is equal to input here. So if we see one column, let me open the source. So which means we are trying to focus on the related columns to perform pivoting. So yes, can you see here? I'm just trying to place next to each other. So 147, 1 space. Yeah, empty columns have been ignored. This is empty, right? This is ignored. Yeah.
So
So
another
that's it.
column is also empty. The last one is also empty. There is two.
This is this is a space.
No, 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 no. The one, first, second.
Empty means no space. So there is a space means one character here. You got no? Can you see here? One character.
Oh, okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
So here there is no character here. It's empty, right?
Okay. That is ignored. Okay.
So exactly. So that's it. Now let us try to see the effect of pivoting by using occurs more than one. Yeah.
So one question, where you given occurrences, generally in Power Center, we are giving occurrences.
Here. Same thing. Can you see here? Same thing here
Okay.
also. So in normalizer fields, we give the normalizer field name, right? So in that, one of the
Hmm.
properties what occurs. Let's say we give two. Now it is going to create two output ports. If you get in here, oh, what happened?
No, output port will be one, right? Be-
Should be two actually, because we need to map, right? Two columns. It is not affecting. Hmm. It's not saving. Okay. One second. Not refreshing. So we should get more than one.
Yeah, field map also maybe.
Yeah, we should get more than one pivoting columns. So this kind of small issues should be there. Yeah. So it's common for any product. See now it has come, right? Yeah. See two pivoting columns. Yeah. Now we can map it. So which means we are trying to pivot two columns. I've just refreshed it, nothing else. Yeah. So that's it. Now what would be the count, guys? Is it going to be 12 or 6 or 3 or none of the above?
So still there is a confusion, Narsima. Not able to clear.
It will be
Okay.
12.
Yeah, one second. Let me just now what we are trying to do, we are trying to pivot C1, C2 column. Yes or no? Which means C1, C2, 1, 2. So C2 data, it will be transposed to what? Row. You got no? First row and transpose has happened. Now second row, 4, 5, right? 4, 5, which is converting column to rows. C1 first row, then C2 second row. Clear, no? The same thing will be repeated for third row, 7, 8. Likewise, if you have n number of rows and two pivoting columns, a result will be n into 2. It's exactly similar to like how matrix would work in mathematics. Is it clear now? Rahman Arani?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So we're just tilting. That's it. Nothing else. Yeah. So
So
two
it will
columns,
be 13. It will be
two
13.
separate. Whatever the count that we have. So into 2. That's it. We don't need to worry about how many we have. Yeah. Now let us see. Yeah. The last time,
So
what was the result actually?
12.
Is it 6 or 7?
It
Yeah.
was
So
6 because null is
6.
there, so that's ignored. So next C2 there is no null, so it will be 7. So 7 plus 6, 13.
Should be 12 then.
It will be even number. It will be
Oh,
even number always. No odd number. Into 2, right?
Right, into 2.
Yeah. 2
yeah.
means even. So result should be even number. Yeah. Sagarika?
But when you pivot one column, it came 6. Though 7 records are there, it came 6 because null record is rejected, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you do two columns now, so
Mm-hmm.
C2 column 7 data is there. So 7 and then this one is 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Fine.
17411 and that is null. So total 7 rows and 2. So 7 times 2 equal to 14.
Okay, let
Yes.
me
In
see
this
the.
case, yeah. In this case, we can also, it also considered empty also. So in the sense, can you see last row has got new empty row? So that also it considered. Yeah. Because we just
Right.
added some sample data, right? So that time I pressed enter. That's one extra row has come in here, which is 7. 7 into 2 columns we are pivoting into 2, right? Which is equal to 14.
Mm.
Yeah. Now let us see how this transpose happened in the target. Yeah. Yes. Can you see here? So 1, 2. So I'll try to place next to this. Yes. Yeah. Can you see here? First 1, 2. First row, right? First column 1, and then second column 2. So first row and second row. Two columns converted to two separate rows. Yeah. Similarly, second row 4, 5. Just like converting columns to rows. Likewise, it will be repeated for other columns. Yeah. Yes. So that's it. So
Then
this is
Nashima, hold on. What is the data there after in the first record 1 1 1? What is the next two data?
see these are pre-built output ports. Like I was trying to
Oh,
talk about. Now here itself we can see that as part
oh,
of
I did.
this normalizer transmission itself, we could able to see the ports. See, these are the user defined ports, right? Based on
Mm,
whatever is defined in pivot column. Can you see here?
mm,
GCID pivot and GK pivot.
mm,
So which means if we have occurrence more than one, automatically
mm.
these two output ports will be added because there is a generate key
Yeah,
enabled. Generate
mm,
key means so it will generate unique ID associated to each record. So where does it get stored? In GK pivot. GK means generate key. Now that is about
So
row
this is
identification.
sequential ID? Is it
Yes,
sequential ID?
sequential ID.
I mean, the
Exactly.
sequential. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let
Now
me go to
GCID is
data.
what? Yeah. Next GCID
Mm,
is what for occurs. So occurs also we need to identify, right? When
uh-huh.
occurs started, when occurs got ended. That will be identified by using GCID. That's all. Like first row, two occurrences, right? So first row, first column, one. First row, second column, two. Then two is over. Then second row starts again from one. Likewise, it will be repeated. You can see, right? Let's say first, let's focus on GK pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, right? So each row will be identified in unique way. That's what we can see here, right? And then second, last output port, which is GCID, right? First row, first column, 1. Second row, second column, 2. Sorry, first row, second column, 2. Then second row, first column, 1. Second row, second column, 2. Likewise, it will be repeated for rest of the rows. That's it. Yeah. This is just to identify occurs as well as unique, nothing else. Yeah. Right. So that's it, guys, about pivoting stuff. Yeah. So this is straightforward, so that you guys can try for more than two columns also, it will work. Fine. If you let's see, if you supply 3 means whatever the count into 3. So let's say count is 5, then the pivot number is 3. 5 into 3 it will be 15. Example. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Now let's focus on some important topic. So let us say we need to perform what we call runtime activities with or without parameterization. Yeah. So, for example, assuming that there is a or there are data centers which are spread in two regions, Asia Pacific and North America region. Now the question, so now the question, we need to maintain the data in what multiple data centers because of any reason. Reason could be of many ways. Now, how do you do that? We need to make sure that data is synchronized across all the regions that we planned for. So to do that, we use what synchronization task. That's a one thing. And second, data could be in one form in region one, and data could be in another form in second region. That also could take place because the way they organize data in region 1 could differ from other regions. It could be same or different. We don't care. But what we need to care here is, are we maintaining proper synchronization across all the regions or not? So that is going to be the question mark. So that would be taken care by using what? Synchronization task. Fine. And this could take place between or among different medias. Medias could be applications, databases, or files, or even it could nowadays they are also trying to extend this to what AI or even with unstructured also. So, but in later versions, we could also be able to see it. For now, it supports only three broader categories. Yeah. So that's it. So now let us try to perform that with or without parameterization. Yeah. Let us start doing that. Yeah. So today we'll talk about without parameterization. If we get time, so we'll try to convert that to parameterization. Yeah. So which, for example, media one complete set, media two subset. In that case, how do you take care of subsetting the original data? For that, we can apply any filter condition in between what region one and region two. So, and that particular subset would be varied from region to region. So in that case, we have to have way to get it parameterized. So that also could be taken care within this synchronization task. Yeah. So let us apply this synchronization task based on.
Narasimha, one question. Which
Yes, please.
scenario we should go like instead of mapping this DS job?
That's a good question. Remember, guys, yeah, one of the primary reason why this particular IICS has become more popular and most widely used cloud tool is what? Because of what? Task, which means what? If you have already built pre-built tasks, customer they don't need to depend on what? Developers. They themselves can supply the inputs and they could get the expected result. So that's one of the main reason why we go with a task. Because task is just like a template. We already have pre-built operations which is kept in what templatized form. So we just have to fill that template by supplying what? Input or output or filter, whatever that you want it. Yeah. So that's one more reason why ISCS has become what you call important tool, and most of the customers are trying to migrate from local to cloud. Apart from installation stuff that we discussed, right? This is the second reason. Not only that, we got lots of pre-built templates built by Informatica. For example, if you want to perform SED type 1, SED type 2, SED type 3, or your own SED, we could also do that, which is a custom SED, right? So, which means what? We have got pre-built templates to perform that. Or else, what we need to do? So if you go with the power center, we need to start making use of n number of transformations like surrogate keys, expression, update strategy, lookup, whatever, right? We use n number of transformations and then start building linkage in order to perform appropriate SUD type. Yes or no? But here, we don't need to do that. It is already done by Informatica in a well-structured manner. We just need to fill that block so that appropriate SUD would take place automatically. So that kind of provision we have it with the templates. So or else we need to, in the sense that too, developer knowledge is not required here because we just have to supply the input, right? Anybody can supply that. So end users can directly make use of these templates rather than we provide or we build a solution and pass to the customers. So likewise, you can think of many examples even from task flows also. We have pre-built task flows where we don't need to apply brain to connect a number of tasks in sequence or parallel. Likewise, you can extend this to what? Even for unstructured, for components, even non-components. We'll see that later. That's answered the question. Bharat?
Yes.
Okay, so now we can apply any operation, insert, update, whatever. Let's say we are focusing on insert. Yeah, can you see here? Do we need any knowledge to supply the inputs here? So there's one more. Yeah, there's one more point which let me try to add it here. Remember, guys, in IICS, even if you build a solution by using a number of transformations, we can make it 100% parameterized, which is not possible with a power center. But here it's possible. In the sense, in the sense, customers they allow a lot of flexibility of supplying input anywhere in the mapping. So they don't need to stick to what? Only source and target. They can also apply, or they can also apply their own parameters at any level in the mapping. Yeah. So let us say we are focusing on single source type.
So you are telling here fully we can parameterize it. In Power Center, what happened when you use normalizer? There is a like option occurrences like okay, one, two,
Yeah, that
three.
we can. Yeah, for example, let us say we got what do you call other transformations like we have update strategy. We got expression we
Okay.
can do it, update
Mm.
strategy, we got some other transaction control, whatever, right? In such cases it's very difficult to perform parameterization, we got at transformation level. But
Okay.
here we could do that also, right? Example trying to give, yeah, which means at transformation level for some transformation we can do parameterization, for some we cannot do it in power center, but here we can do it for all. Yeah. So which means that we got a provision here: partial parameterization, complete parameterization, and no parameterization. Like whatever we are trying to focus now is purely driven from no parameterization. So we are not using any parameterization at mapping level, right? Yes or no? So one day I'll try to cover this kind of parameterization, like how to perform at mapping level, transformation level, source, the target, or all. Fine. So let us try to start it here. So here we can select any target you can select. Yeah, after that, I was trying to talk about data filters, right? So to limit the number of rows in the target. If you want, we can apply filter, or else we don't need to. Yeah, it's optional, guys. Let us say we are trying to apply based on source file 1 and based on one column with any relational operator. Yeah, let's say 1, right? That's it. So which means let's say we expect in another region top tier customers, even if you lose data for mid tier or low tier customers, that's fine. But top tier customers, we should not lose it. In that case, we supply the filter condition in this way. Yeah. But here we are talking about purely based on the C1 column data. Yeah. So by default, one-to-one mapping, C1 to C1, C2 to C2, whatever. If you want to apply any calculation, we can also do it. Or we can also embed maplet also here. Yeah. So that's it. Now the last option is what schedule. So by default, we run this particular task on demand mode, which is no schedule. If you want to schedule it, select second radio button, and if you already have pre-built schedule defined by administrator at admin level, we can use it. Or else we can also define over here based on whatever. So repeats or no repeats, whatever. That all we know, right? So we'll issue that at the end of the session or no. So now let us say notification part. We can send a mail at org level or at specific to task level. So by default, you will have notification at org level, irrespective of whether it's success, failure, or warning, right? We can define that for everything if you want notification. Or else, let's say we need notification only for specific task. Then we can supply it. For example, I'll just give here. If we are supplying, let's say, success case only, just notified. Rest will assume that there's a problem. So usually opposite actually. Failure case or warning case only we send notification because this task will be success, right? Just to see the mail comes out as a result of task execution or not. Yes. Now we have just configured it. We can see summary information like what got configured, source, target, filter, all that. Yeah. Now let's run it. Yeah. So meantime, you can ask questions.
So what is the major difference between a one-to-one flat mapping and this one, other than scheduling and email stuff? I mean, nothing we don't see.
Yeah, difference is what? One, as you said, scheduling, right? And second, notification. Third, parameterization. Fourth, even optimization. Yeah. And fifth, yes, applying filters or embedding map layers or changing the types based on what we need. There are minor things, but first four are what? Major things. Yeah. Yeah. Clear, right? And that too,
Yeah.
task, right? So we don't need to have any developed knowledge. When you try to build mapping with a source target, right? We still need some
Yeah, this is more like business friendly.
user friendly. You are right. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, task. Yeah, I didn't talk about the definition of task, right? See, what is a task? See, task is a runnable element, which is similar to object in object-oriented programming, right? For example, in OOPS, right, in object orientation, right, let's take a class and object. Out of these two, which is runnable, which is not runnable? Object is runnable, class can't be runnable because class is just like a blueprint or a template which will be used to construct a number of objects that we all know, right? So object, let's say we have a class which is synchronization. Object will be synchronization space, let's say task one. Then task one is an object. We allocate a chunk of memory equal to new synchronization. Then task one dot any functionality that you want, right? We can execute it, which means what? Objects are runnable, whereas class is not runnable. Similarly, direct mapping is not runnable. Task is a runnable, which is mapping is a class, task is a what? Object. Just remember that. Now I can ask question. So far we did examples by running mapping directly. That's what I think last question, right? What it does in that case, it is going to create a implicit task which we call mapping task. So that happens by default within this IICS. But in reality, task is mandatory to run any element within this IICS. Element could be anything, or asset could be anything. Like it could be a component, it could be a task, it could be a task flow, or it could be even maplet, or it could be even custom activity. Yeah. So whatever the asset type could be, or element type could be, but it has to be translated to what task type. Then only we can say that it's a runnable element. Yeah. So that's it. So let us try to refresh that. Yeah. See, it got failed. Can you see? So can you guess the reason why it got failed here? Ambiguous, mismatching type. The source type is what? String, right? But what we gave numeric value as part of filter condition, right? Yes or no?
Okay.
Now
Yes.
we can just go and change that filter directly onto this filter level and change the value from 1 to what by putting single quotes for this value. That's it, because string type, right? So these kinds of issues would come out when you try to apply numeric operations against with what string based values. Yeah? So usually the implicit conversion should take place, but it didn't happen. So it is good that didn't happen because it is expecting strict type rather than what implicit conversion, because it's always advisable avoiding conversion because it's going to add extra overhead, right? That we could cut down at static level or at development level itself. Yes or no? So development level effort will be less. When you run, right, the conversion should take place for all the rows. If you have millions and billions of rows, for all the rows conversion should happen, right? Which will add extra overhead with respect to what? Execution time. That we could cut down if we try to change the pipe from one to another at static level, in the sense at development level itself. Yeah, yeah. Now you can ask questions. Let us see now. Sorry.
So IICS doesn't have any training files. Narasimha, like in IDQ, we have like all customers, Boston customers, right? They have much better data, and it makes more sense.
We
We
can just
see the
yeah,
data.
yeah, we can use same data, or else I'll use that data also. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that will, because that has actual data, right? So yeah,
yes, you are right. So we can use it. Yes, all customers or Boston customers or LA customers or orders. There are four sample files we're talking about, right? Yes or no? Yes.
yes, yes,
So we can use that sample data as input to perform any data quality operation. If that comes along with this package, yeah. So in Power Center also we don't have it. Even IICS also we don't have it because IICS, are we installing a product? We are not doing it, right? That is why we don't have it. But probably can ask question. Anyway, we are installing agent, right? That would have it. But agent is just iterative to transfer, right? But there, when you install a client, that time only those files will be generated. I think you would have noticed it, right? Because they are part
yeah,
of client location. Yeah.
yeah,
So like in a client inside that we'll have tutorials folder, right? There you can see that, right? So, but here
yes,
no. Here we are not installing client or server, whatever, right? That's why it's not valid. But yes, we can use those files. Anything is fine because we are performing here. Remember, three operations like profiling, quality, integration, plus integration with third-party standalone applications or portal applications or even cloud-based applications. These four operations can be performed with any kind of data. We don't care whether we have got LA customers or simple text file or table. Doesn't matter for us. Yeah. Operation is what matters a lot here. Yeah, clear, no?
Yeah, Narsimha, I have a question here. So is it like a table to table copy? Like is it like tables to table synchronization or like file to table, files to files, or is it like a database, the whole database gets synchronized to another database? What is
It
the
depends.
uh
Yeah, for example, let us say in region 1, they maintain the data in what? Tabular form. That's in database. In region 2, let's say they
hmm
maintain the data in
hmm
what? File form, assuming that.
okay.
In
hmm
that case, what synchronization task does, it would convert table to file implicitly. We just have to configure what is the source, what is the target. Yeah. So how we store, it depends on data center. Some data centers they go
hmm
with files, some they go with tables, some they go with a mixed, which is a hybrid. So whatever form doesn't matter, but what we expect here is, are we going to lose any data? Answer should be no. In the sense we should not lose any data irrespective of whatever media type that we use, like file, table, or application also. These three types will be supported by IICS. One, application, second, file, and third, database. Ravi?
hmm Okay.
Yeah. Only thing here is, yeah, type doesn't matter, but data matters a lot. You should not lose data. Yeah. Because let us
Okay.
say, due to some natural calamity issues, right? Yes or no?
hmm
So
hmm
anything can happen. Yes or no? In that case, if we lose complete data from one data center one, we should have a way to get it back from other region. So that's one more example where we can think of using maintaining copies, you know, with or without filter. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So now let us try to refresh it. Yeah.
So how
Now we got.
often this synchronization usually happens? Is it like a
It
continuous
depends on
synchronization?
it
hmm
depends on the criticality of the data. For example, if you deal with
hmm
what mission critical applications, then periods it will be more. For example, if you deal with the aerospace industry or any other
hmm
mission critical industry, right? Then the synchronization should take place every half an hour, 1 hour, whatever. If you go with a
Oh.
normal industries like manufacturing or automobile or some other industry, right? In that case, data is not that important, right? So they
Mhm.
can perform synchronization during off time, in the sense non-working hours, like night time they just schedule, so synchronization would take place. So it depends on criticality of the application. Ravi, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So now let us see the result. So it got completed. So this is where we gave, right? Result. Yeah. So we got two rows. So we got greater than one, right? The filter condition. 4 and 7 has come. Yeah. So that's it, guys, about the synchronization part. Yeah. Now the question. Let's say for today's business, we need one sort of filter, and for next day's business, other sort of filter should be applied. In that case, how do you handle it? That's why we need to introduce the concept of what parameterization, which means the main goal of this particular parameterization is going to be what? Supply value to a parameter at runtime. Yeah. And that will be specified one in the form of a file, and second at the time of execution. Second is not advisable because in a file we can specify all the business needs, and then rest will be taken care whenever this particular task gets executed. So that's the best option. So in the next session we'll talk about like how to add n number of parameters within a param file, and how to get it referred at task level or mapping level or transformation level, and see the effect of it after execution of it. Fine. So probably we still have some more time. Probably you guys can start asking questions if you have any questions.
Oh, one question I have, Narsimha. So, the synchronization, is it like more like a full data synchronization, or does it process in increments, or how does it happens in the back end?
That's a
Because
good
you have
question.
millions.
See,
Yeah.
yes, remember, depending upon the type of operation that we select. So we have seen in the drop down, right? Insert, update, upsert, or delete. Depending upon what we select, the corresponding synchronization would take place. For example, if you want to capture incremental data, then we go with what? Update. Or if you want to capture both newly added data apart from incremental, then we go with what? Upset, which means insert followed by update, whatever. So likewise, depending upon what end user expects, we select appropriate type. Accordingly, synchronization would take place. Ravi?
Oh, we have this upsert and insert operations
E-
here. Okay. Okay, that makes.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Got it.
Okay. So any other questions, guys? Yeah. Then if there are no questions, then we'll stop here. We'll continue from tomorrow.
So I have a request. I have a request to everyone. Can I make a WhatsApp group of this many peoples, including Nashima? Just I need some help from guys, because
No, no, no.
Nashima.
Sagarika. Sagarika, I'll not have that much time, huh?
No, 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 no,
But
no.
anyway,
If you
I'll
if you
I'll
do
be
not,
part
no,
of
no,
the
no, I
group.
just want to get the
I'll
email
be
ID.
part of the
Sorry,
group. I don't know others will
sorry.
accept it or not. I don't
Okay.
have any problem. We can make a
No,
group.
no. I'm
I
just
don't have any
asking. If
problem,
I'm,
but
it's
others.
not okay,
I'm,
that's
I'm okay, Sagarika.
fine. So
So,
I'll make a group. For this ISS class group. So
mhm,
there I
right.
want to add them. So can you
Yeah.
please?
We need numbers, right?
Yeah, I need numbers. Yeah.
Hmm. But
Nashima, I
some
have
people
your
may
number.
like
I
it,
just
some
want.
people may not like it. But it depends. Whoever is interested, right? They can supply their numbers. If it's not,
Mhm.
Okay.
there's no compulsion, huh? So because some may not
Yeah.
like it.
Okay.
I don't have any problem. You can just
I'll,
add me in the group. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
write
I
my
may
number
not be
and
active,
whoever is
Sagarika, always. Sagarika, I may not be active always, but whenever I have free time, that I'll respond to it. Fine.
okay. Yeah. That's fine. I'm just giving my number. Whoever interested, please text me. I'll just make a
Yeah.
group. And
Yeah. Put,
Nashima,
yeah.
whenever you
As per,
possible, it's okay.
yes. Yes. Sir. Yeah. I think
Okay.
in
Thank you
text
so much.
box, you can just, yeah, chat box, you
Yeah. Yeah.
just can add the number.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you have
Sagarika,
phone numbers, Yuga. Take
Yeah.
the lead.
Yeah. I already gave. I mean,
yes.
just for any doubts or anything, Nashima. That's why I'm asking. Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah, yeah.
sure, sure.
Copy all these and create a group, Sagarika.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes. Fine.
Narasimha, I
Okay, then. Thanks to all. Yes, Mamata. Mamata, what happened? That day you didn't join,
yeah,
right? I was waiting for you actually.
but I saw the recording and it's working now. But for
Okay.
synchronization, I tried to create the connection. It is throwing error saying that the runtime environment cannot get the requested file system information when I'm using the flat file. It is saying like agent runtime environments are not running, but when I checked, it is running. Do we need any advanced privileges like administration privileges or
No,
something?
no, nothing is required. So we have to see that issue with some agent side only. We just
Mhm.
have to refresh and see whether it's really up and running or not. Are you maintaining only one tab or multiple tabs?
Only one tab.
One means it should not come.
So that yesterday installation part, I didn't get a recording. Just send it. I need to install.
Oh, I sent it.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I'll share it again. Huh? Oh, sorry. I
okay.
think I've not sent it. I think to everyone. I'll send it today. Huh? Fine.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we'll meet tomorrow. I need to jump to some other
Thanks so
meeting. Yeah.
much.